Hey everyone, this is Troy Harper. Welcome to Dropping the Ash Podcast, episode 23. Glad you could be here with me tonight. Back in my cigar lounge. Weather's a little crummy tonight, a little rainy outside and windy. And it feels great outside, but the wind and the rain just would not make for a very good podcast tonight. So I thought, well, it'd be nice to be back in my cigar lounge again. It's been a little while, it seems like. It's been a while since I've been down here hanging out with you guys. So I thought it'd be great to be back down here again. So welcome, and thank you for joining me. Thanks for being here tonight. Tonight I'm going to smoke and review this really beautiful Serino Royal Habano Medio Sublime 5.5 by 60 Gordo. Wrapper is Ecuadorian Habano Medio. Binder Jalapa Criollo 98. Filler is Nicaragua. And the strength is medium strength considered. Country of origin is Nicaragua. Smoke time 60 to 90 minutes. Taste notes of milk chocolate, raisins, toast, peanuts, and cinnamon. Those are the taste notes, but let me get you a close-up of this cigar. Just a really, really beautiful cigar. There's the close-up of it right there. Really, really good looking cigar. I love the band on it. I love Serinos. I've smoked different ones. It's been a very long time since I've had this one, so anxious to get into this one again. It's been probably a good year or more since I've had one of these. I got this on Cigars Daily is where I ordered this. $10.35 for a stick, $48.88 for a 5-pack, $184 for a box of 20. So anyway, that's the prices on it. And again, I got my information off of Cigars Daily. This is where I ordered this cigar. I actually ordered 4 of them, so I've still got a few more of these up in my humidor upstairs. I've got humidors up in my bedroom. I've got them down here, so I've got different humidors. But my humidor that this came out of is upstairs in our bedroom. So anyway, but cheers to you guys tonight. Drinking a little bit of Kraken rum, and it's a really good rum. Nice little bit of spice to it, and some really kind of not real super sweet. It's not an overly syrupy sweet kind of rum. It's just a nice smooth rum. A little bit of like toasted caramel kind of taste notes in it. Really, really good rum. Just some little bit of spice as well in there, and it's just a great rum. So again, cheers to you guys. And I thought that might pair well with the cigar tonight. Not a real heavy rum, and again, this is not a real heavy cigar, medium strength cigar. So I thought maybe they'd pair well together, since we got some taste notes of milk chocolate and toast and peanuts and the raisins. Well, all these taste notes, really, milk chocolate, raisins, toast, peanuts, and cinnamon, I thought would go pretty good maybe with this kind of rum tonight. So anyway, I've been using my Zyphe. You guys have seen this in my podcast, but the triple torch lighter and V-cut, and the rest on the back. I've been using this quite a bit, but I thought it'd be really cool to go back to the beginning of my journey, my cigar journey. I thought it'd be neat to go back to the beginning and break out some things that I used in the very beginning. So this was the cutter that my wife and my son bought me. This guillotine cutter was the very first cutter I owned, that my wife and my son Jason got me about 2 years or a little over 2 years ago is when they got this for me. One of my very first lighters, the Vertigo triple torch lighter, right there, but just a really good just a really good backup lighter, and gunmetal, which matches my V cutter that I have in this case here. I found this little case around the house, and I thought it'd be good to keep this lighter inside of it, just to keep it in good shape, and so it doesn't get all scratched up and dusty and everything. So anyway, so anyway, this was the very first guillotine cutter I got. It's been a great cutter. I still use it off and on, and this lighter has been really good. This Vertigo lighter has been really good lighter. So I thought tonight would be fun to go back and reuse this cutter, reuse this lighter that my wife and my son got me in the very beginning. So anyway, so let me get into cutting this cigar, but first I'm going to moisten the cap on it, get a taste of the wrapper. Got a little bit of a barnyard, grassy kind of a taste to the wrapper. Oh, and then the other thing I wanted to show you before I get ashes in it is this was my very first cigar ashtray. This was for outside. I've got two different ones that my wife and my son got me, but just it's really neat. It's got a cigar holder or cutter, cigar cutter holder right there, and then you got your spot for your drink, and then you've got your spot for your ashes and two cigars. You can do two cigars. There's a cigar rest there and a cigar rest there. So just really, it's really been a great ashtray for outside. I use it a lot. But anyway, I thought it'd be, well, I haven't used this particular one in a while. I've had other ashtrays over the years now, and it's been a while since I've used this one. So this was my very first one. So I thought it'd be really cool to break it out tonight and use it, and as well as use the guillotine cutter that my wife and my son got me. So let me get the cap cut on this. I don't want to cut too much off. I just want to get enough to where I can get some airflow. So let me get that there. So anyway, there's the cap after I've cut it, and let me see how the cold draw is on this. Yeah, still some grassy kind of hay, barnyard kind of taste in the cold draw, but the draw is good. I'm getting a little spice in that cold draw also. It could be cinnamon, a little bit of cinnamon spice, maybe some nutmeg. Really interesting taste notes in that cold draw though. So anyway, I'm gonna put my cutter in my holder there, and I'm gonna go ahead and start toasting this. If you guys are looking for a good secondhand lighter or just a backup lighter, these Vertigos are actually really good. I've had this one for now a couple of years now. Still does good. I still use it off and on. Once in a while I'll use it, but it's still doing good. I mean, it's got a great flame coming out of it still. And I'm just trying to not torch this too much. I just want to get it heated up. So trying to keep it rotated while I light it, get everything burned and toasted evenly. You don't want to rush your lighting process. You want to take your time with it. And just don't get your flame right up in that foot of your cigar that you're toasting. Keep your flame away from it as much as you can. You just want to heat those you just want to heat that tobacco up enough to kind of get it going. It should all kind of glow orange. If you've got it all toasted evenly, it should all glow orange. And I'll just kind of blow on it to see if it all glows orange when I blow on it, and it pretty much is. So I think it's pretty much ready. So let me get this toasted, or let me get my final light on this. And when you do your final light, make sure you rotate your cigar around while you do that, so you get it all toasted evenly and burned evenly. Ooh. The only thing about this lighter that I don't like is that metal, it can get pretty hot. So that's the only drawback on this lighter. It's probably why I don't use it very much. But after, ooh, it's still hot. But after you light your cigar up, it can get pretty hot, that metal there. Holding on to the base of it, it doesn't get hot, but that metal gets really hot. So that's the only drawback on these Vertigo lighters. It's a good backup lighter, but that is the only drawback on it, is it does get very hot, and if you touch it, it can kind of burn your finger. So immediately on this, getting some kind of tart raisins. Yeah, some tart raisins on this right off the beginning of this cigar. Yeah, just some kind of tart raisins, dried fruit kind of taste notes. So, but anyway, starting off good. Definitely medium strength right now, I'd definitely say. So anyway, really good cigar. I mean, starting off, it's really good. So I'm really happy with it so far from what I'm tasting. And the construction's pretty good. It's not too veiny or anything like that. It's got a nice dark oily wrapper. Just feels really good in my hand. Yeah, it just feels really good. So, but just a nice, beautiful, dark wrapper, kind of a Maduro type wrapper. Just a really, yeah, just a nice, dark, kind of rustic looking kind of wrapper. So, and that band, that band is just really beautiful. So, really beautiful band. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. So anyway, got some YouTube on, listening to some old 80s metal that I love. A lot of the bands that I love, Wasp and Def Leppard and Motley Crue and Rat, and oh my gosh, Quiet Riot, Scorpions, Poison. The list goes on and on with the bands that I grew up with that I love. So anyway, well guys, and what I kind of wanted to discuss today is if you're new to cigar smoking and you're looking into collecting more cigars, make sure you get a good humidor to keep your cigars in. And it can be any kind of humidor. It can be a travel humidor. I've talked to you guys about my plastic travel cases. They're a hard plastic case. They're kind of looks like a box. You can hold a lot of the one I've got, you can hold 15 to 20 cigars in it. You can use that as a starting kit for humidor. You just got to get a Boveda pack to put in there. So I'll put like a layer of cigars, put a Boveda pack in between, do another layer of cigars, and do another Boveda pack on top. Is kind of how I do it. And I just get the small Bovedas, which I've got some here. Let me get my Bovedas here. So what I use in my travel humidors or any kind of a smaller humidor, I've got them in 75% or 72%. But let's see here. So this is a 8-gram Boveda, and so that's what I use inside of my travel humidor, or inside of my small humidors that I travel with, is a 72% Boveda. Usually one of these will do the trick in a small travel humidor. But then once you get into desktop humidors, then you got to look into getting something bigger. which would be something like this. This is a 69% Boveda right there. And this is a 60 gram Boveda. So a few of these will usually do it inside of my desktop humidor. I got, as you can see in the back, I've got an electric humidor back there, which does not require any Boveda packs. I've got some distilled water on the bottom in a tray, and there's fans in there. If it gets too hot in there, it will kick the fans on. If it gets too cold, it'll kick the heater on and get things back to where it needs to be. So anyway, here's my 69%. So you can use a couple of those. I'll usually either use a 172% of these 8 gram Bovedas, or I'll use two 69% in my travel humidor. One thing you don't want to store your cigars in is the boxes that they come in like this. You don't want to store your cigars in that and put a Boveda in it, because there's, as you can see, there's a lot of cracks and areas for the humidity to escape. So there's really no way of escaping keeping all the humidity in those. Anytime I buy a box of cigars, I will keep them in the box, but I'll also put the whole box in my humidor also, and to keep my cigars the way they need to be. So anyway, so that's the best thing to do. I had to switch my Bovedas into a different bag. The one I was using wasn't staying sealed, so I hope I didn't lose too much humidity out of these over time. So anyway, I took them out. I put them in a new bag here that is sealing it up nice, so that way I don't lose all my humidity out of my Bovedas. So anyway, but yeah, so don't ever store your cigars in the box they come in, unless you're going to keep it inside of an electric humidor like I've got back here. If you get an electric humidor, it really doesn't provide, or doesn't really need any Bovedas. Just desktop humidors or travel humidors are really the only ones that have to use the Bovedas. So this is putting off a lot of great smoke too. And it's starting to build up some nice ash there. So, so when you if you decide to start collecting more cigars, if you get a wooden desktop humidor like this, you will want to season it with distilled water and a sponge. So what I do is, put this back up here. When I first got this one, this was the first one that my wife bought me, along with the cutter and the ashtray that I showed you, and the cutter lighter. This was the desktop humidor that my wife and my son bought me for it was for Father's Day, I believe. It's been really nice. It's got a nice seal on it. Anytime you get a desktop humidor, it should have a little bit of a suction when you go to close it, which this one does. But when I first got this, since it's got glass, I took some clear caulking and I went around the whole edge of it and got that sealed up so air wouldn't escape out of it. And it's done a great job for me. But there's what it looks like on the top. And you can see I've got some cigars in there. Still got cigars in it. This one's very sentimental to me, since this was my first one. But they got this on Amazon, my wife and my son. It's called Cool Night. And it's been a really good humidor. And it's even got a drawer on the bottom that you can pull out to keep cutters and lighters or extra things in it. I've got some daily Cigars Daily stickers in here, and got a few receipts, and I've still got my I bought through the Devil Tobacco Company, bought some double sweet Chasing the Dragon cigars, little Robustos, There's 5 of those in this. They're Corona size, 48 by 4.5 from Honduras. So I've still got the casing to it. So just kind of a neat casing that they came in. So I've got that in there, and here you go, Tim Swanson, my buddy. There's one of my Cigars Daily stickers. I've got a bunch of them. There's some more there, and I dropped one. But a lot of Cigars Daily stickers. I collect a lot of them. Tim Swanson, I've gotten to know him a little bit, and Clarence at Cigars Daily. So if you've never checked out those guys, make sure you check them out. I've even got a Dead with Tobacco Company bottle opener that I haven't taken out of the packaging yet. That came with these cigars when I bought them at the time. And I've got some extra batteries in here for my little humidors, or for my little hydrometers. I'm sorry. So inside of this, I keep one of these hydrometers. I put distilled water in it. I shake it out really good, dry it off a little bit, and stick it back in my humidor. And that helps keep the humidity levels where they need to be. And then I do keep a few, I've got a few 72% Bovedas in here. So there's my 72% Boveda right there. This one's starting to get a little dried out. There's still a little tiny bit of moisture in there, so I'm not going to get rid of it quite yet, but I'm getting close to changing that out. The Boveda packs last about 6 months after you put them in. And the more you put in there, the better they work with each other. And then here's my little hydrometer that I keep inside of my all my humidors. I keep one of these in there. Sometimes I keep 2 different ones so I can kind of see what the temps read on both, so I can kind of figure out where my temps are exactly, where my humidity levels and my temps are. So I keep that in there. But so there's my humidor, my very first one. So. And it's been very good. So like I said in the beginning, I've already dropped an ash. Sorry you guys didn't get to witness that. Maybe on the next one. But anyway, I first, again, the lid, I sealed it with clear caulk around the edges to make sure no air is going to leak out of it. So that's what I suggest. Anytime you get a humidor with a glass top, take some clear caulking and just put a little bit all the way around. Let it dry for a couple of days. Leave it open. Let those fumes leave and dry up and everything, because you don't want to do that and then do the seasoning. Close it up, and then, because then all the fumes from that caulking is going to be in your wood, and it'll be hard to get that smell out of your wood. So I did the caulking. I left it open for a couple days. Make sure that caulking got good and dry. Make sure that when it dried, all those fumes were gone and they had left. And then I proceeded to do my seasoning. So what I did was I took a little container of distilled water. You got to make sure you use distilled water. And I took a clean sponge, and I would put that sponge in the distilled water, get it really good and soaked, and then I would squeeze the excess water out of it. And then I went through and I seasoned. I wiped all the wood on the inside. I got every nook and cranny, even this outer part right here. This part right here, I even seasoned. Oh shoot, that hurt. This wood on the outside here, I even seasoned. Got all this seasoned, wiped down. I didn't drench it or get a lot of water. I just wanted to get a good film of distilled water. So I rubbed it into the wood and made sure it was just a little bit damp, not soaked or drenched, but just a little bit damp. And then if I saw there was still too much water in there, I'd squeeze more water on my sponge, get my sponge as dry as I could, and then re-wipe it to get the excess water out of it. So that's what I did. So I did that really well. And then what I did is I took the lid off of the little container I was using, and I put that lid on the bottom of my humidor. I put the sponge on top, and I put this hydrometer in there. I put two of them in there at the time. So I put two of those in there, and I left it for probably a good 3 to 4 days, I believe, is how long I left it in. And I wanted to keep my humidity levels and temps around, at the time I was thinking 70 was a good area to keep my humidity and temps. So I let my hydrometer get up to about 80. And once it got to 80, and it had been it had been closed up for 4 days, I then opened it up. I took the sponge out. And I kept it open just to let it air out just a little bit, just for a few minutes or so. I left the lid open, and then I let those temps. I left that open for a little bit. I'm gonna say probably about five minutes or so. I left that open, so I let that humidity out to drop the temps down and the humidity levels down. Once I did that for about 5 to 10 minutes, I put my hydrometer back in, closed it back up, and I left it for the day and to see if the humidity levels and the temps would stabilize and stay the same. And once I played with it and got those humidity levels to stay around 70, then I started putting my cigars in it. So for a day, after I took the sponge out and put my hydrometer back in, and like my hydrometers back in, and let them sit inside my humidor for the day to make sure the temps stayed to where they need to be. Then I put my cigars in. So once it got to 70 for humidity and temps, I started putting my cigars in. And so I got a lot. I think I've got let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 20. It holds about 25 cigars, but I think I've got about 30 in here because I've got some Coronas, I got some Gordos, I got some Toros. So I'll show you those here, and I got some, just got some little Coronas or Robustos and everything in here, so that doesn't take up as much space. Boy, this cigar is really good. Getting some more of the chocolate flavors now, a little more sweet, a little more natural sweetness to it. So I'm getting more like a sweet raisin now instead of a tart raisin. Definitely getting, I don't know, some cashew kind of taste notes. Not really getting any cinnamon yet. Maybe just a slight little bit of milk chocolate, but very slight. More of the raisin taste notes I'm getting in this right now. So anyway, this is doing very well. Cheers to you guys, by the way. And I'm going to take a sip of my rum. See how it pairs with my cigar. That is pairing very well, actually. Hearing some thunder outside. Definitely gonna get some storms tonight, I think. I am gonna just touch this up just a hair. Very glad you guys are with me tonight. How you guys doing tonight, by the way? What are you up to this weekend? This is Friday. You got the weekend ahead of you. What do you guys got planned? I'll work tomorrow and then I'll be off Sunday. So I'm looking forward to having Sunday off. My wife's been in Texas. She'll be back on Sunday. My son's been in Texas as well, over in College Station, kind of close to Houston, about an hour and 20 minutes or 40 minutes away from Houston. So my wife and my son Jason have been in Texas. They left on, this is Friday. They left on Wednesday, so they'll be back on Sunday. So I'm very anxious for my family to get back. Definitely anxious for them to get back. But it's definitely nice spending some time with you guys today. Really enjoying this. So anyway, back to my humidor. So like I said, I got it to 70 where I wanted it. And over time, I felt like my cigars were getting just a little bit too moist. They weren't... I didn't feel they were burning as well as they could. They seemed to go out and I'd have to relight them often. So I kind of let that get down to around 65, 64. So I kind of had to play with the Boveda packs a little bit. I had 372, right in the beginning I had like 472% Bovedas that I put in between each layer of cigars. And so by taking one out, and even taking the little, taking out this thing here and just leaving the Bovedas in even, taking that out, leaving just the Bovedas, brought those humidity levels and temps down a little bit. So you kind of got to play with what you put in there, your Boveda packs, and if you invest in one of those little hydrometers, which you can get on eBay or Amazon, they're next to nothing for how much you pay. I think I paid like $5 for 2 of them. And then for the little hydrometer, I paid, I think, just $5 or $6 for just, I think I got like 3 of them. I think I got like 3 of these things for just a few bucks at the time. And then I just paid, I don't know, like, I think it was like maybe $5 or $7 I paid to have, you know, these things right here that you put distilled water into, put more humidity into your desktops. And they do work well, I'll admit. All this works really good together. Works very well. But, so some of my cigars in here I got from Cigars Daily. I've got the 6x60 Gordo Liga Zebra, which if you've watched any of my past podcasts, you've seen me review and smoke this one. The very first blend that was from Cigars Daily with Tim Swanson. The very first blend he did was this Obrigado, which means thank you. I'm trying to remember if it was in Portuguese or something like that, if I remember right. I can't remember what language it is, but it means thank you. This was his first edition, very first cigar that he had blended. So I got that in here, and I've got a Filthy Viking. I've got 2 different Filthy Vikings. This is a 6x50 Toro, and then I've got a 6x60 Gordo and the Filthy Viking, and got the Dama Velada. This is another Tim Swanson blend. And then I've got the box pressed Rebellion. This is a box pressed 5.5 by 60, I believe. So there's that. Those are all Tim Swanson's blends. And then I've also got some Churchills in here, some different Churchills. I've got the one of them that I'm really proud of is this blackened Churchill from Drew Estate and with Drew Estate and Rob, or not Rob, I always want to say Rob Halford, the lead singer from Metallica, James Hetfield. And then I've got this Oliva V Churchill in here. So a lot of different cigars I've got in here. I've even got a, this is one you can't find anymore. I've got a, well, not that one. Well, I've got a Diamond Crowned. This is a double Corona Maximus by the J.C. Newman Company. Well, let's see here. Yeah, I can't seem to find it, but I did have, oh, here we go. This is the Obrigada first edition Lancero. You can't get these anymore. This is the only one I've got, so I haven't smoked it because you can't find it anymore. So pretty rare cigar. So I have not smoked that yet. So I don't know when that will happen. It'll be a while before I do that, I think. So anyway, but those are some of the cigars I've got in here. I've even got a Opus X in here somewhere, but not sure where that's at exactly. I got some Piss Off Christophs. I've also got a, God dang it, dropped one of my cigars here. Hopefully it's okay. Gosh darn it. Yeah, it looks like it's fine. But that's one thing that's nice about the cellophane, guys. If you're thinking about taking your cigars out of the cellophane, if they come in cellophane, keep them in the cellophane. They can really keep your cigars protected. If you happen to drop it, or like I just did, it will really help keep your cigars protected. So definitely keep them in there. I just noticed that this wrapper is starting to get a little yellowish to it, so it's definitely aging well. But anyway, doesn't look like it's damaged in any way. I hate dropping my cigars. Boy, I really hate doing that. But anyway, here's the Tabernacle Churchill right there. Haven't smoked that one yet. I will hopefully eventually smoke that. But this cigar is burning really well. I've set it down. Haven't puffed on it a few times, and it's still staying lit, still going. So it's doing really well. So, so anyway, guys, if you plan on getting a humidor, I definitely say get whatever makes you happy to keep your cigars in. I like the wood humidors because I just love the way they smell when you open it up. You just get this really fresh smell from the Spanish cedar, which again, you want to get one with Spanish cedar in it. You don't want to get a humidor that doesn't have any Spanish cedar, which I don't know if there's any desktop humidors that don't have Spanish cedar. But just do your studying up on whatever humidor you're looking at buying for yourself. There's acrylic humidors you can get to, acrylic jars. And you don't have to do any seasoning in those. The travel humidors that I showed you, or that I told you about, with the black box, the hard plastic black box, the Cigar Caddy. There's Cigar Caddy. There's Cigar Save brand, Cigar Caddy brand. There's a lot of different. There's Herfador. So there's a lot of great brands of humidors that you can travel with. You don't have to do any seasoning in those at all. So the only ones you got to season are these wooden ones. And I did season all the Spanish cedar in my electric humidor before I got that going. And again, I did the same process with that, but that took a little longer because of how big it is. So, but yeah, I kind of want to discuss some of my very beginnings of my cigar journey with the things that my wife and my son got me to start with, and what I did with this to get it going. And again, when you guys season these, just make sure you don't drench the inside. Just get your sponge nice and wet, but squeeze out the excess water, and then wipe your wood really good. And if you have too much moisture in there, wring your sponge out again, and then re-wipe everything again to get that excess moisture out of there. You just don't want to get too wet. You want that wood to swell up so it seals up the cracks on the inside to keep air from leaking out. But you don't want to get so swollen up that you can't shut your lid and your wood bows or anything like that. You just want to get it nice and damp. Just damp, just slightly damp. So, but anyway, guys, and these humidors that come on the front, these analog humidors, they're not accurate. They're really neat. I like the way they look on humidors, but they're not accurate. So get yourself a couple different digital hydrometers like I showed you here. Just get you a couple of those, and it's at 55 or 56 right now because I've had the lid open. But I definitely suggest keeping your humidity levels, 65, 70 at the most. You can even keep it down to 63, but you definitely want your cigars to stay moist, but you don't want to get them too moist. And of course, you guys know that rain and fire, water and fire don't mix. Well, if you've got too moist of cigars, they won't stay lit because of that moisture. So you want them a little moist, but you want them not so moist that they won't stay lit. So I like to keep my humidity levels around 64. So, but that's what I like to do with mine. But anyway, so just a little bit of information for you guys on getting your humidor started, and I hope I covered everything well. for you guys today. And I'm not going to be able to finish this cigar before I end this, but I will make sure that I leave in the comments how this turned out in the end. But so far doing great. I'm going to probably rate it a good 95 at least right now. We'll see how it does in the end, but it's I dropped one more ash in my ashtray, but good even burn line, good construction, great taste notes, and it's holding together well. Good draw, good. It's not too tight, not too loose. But it's just been really good so far, just like always. But it's been a year, like I said, since I've had one. But I just love the band. I just love everything about this cigar. Still getting some nice sweet raisin taste notes, a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of nuttiness, like a cashew flavor. Haven't really gotten any of the cinnamon. I did get a little bit of that in the cold draw, kind of seemed like. So anyway, but really good cigar, guys. Again, this was the Serino Royal Habano Medio Sublime, 5.5 by 60 Gordo, wrapper, Ecuadorian Habano Media, Jalapa Criollo 98 on the binder, filler Nicaragua, strength medium, country of origin Nicaragua, and smoke time around 60 to 90 minutes, and just a really good cigar, guys. So anyway, guys, thanks for joining me today. Thanks for being a part of this. I appreciate you guys, and cheers to you. And thanks for all your support to me. Make sure you go to my YouTube channel and you subscribe today. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Leave your comments and feedback for me. And share the content to everybody you know. And make sure you check out my Harper Cigar Lounge podcast as well. Season 3 will start up early September. And then make sure you check out my new Troya Marcia cigar review that I just put up this earlier this week. First episode earlier this week. Plan to do another one next week. So I'm looking forward to doing that. But you guys check out all the content. Make sure you let all your friends and family know about this channel. I think you guys are going to love it. If you haven't checked out my channel yet, make sure you do that. And you guys, I appreciate you. God bless you guys. Thanks for all your support to me. And I appreciate all my followers all around the world. Make sure you guys check out the Harper Cigar Lounge Facebook group page also. Tons of content with heavy metal, hard rock music. Tons of premium cigar content. And around 1,700 members I got on that channel. I've got 79 members on the YouTube channel, so I need more supporters on YouTube. I need more followers. And you guys, thank you again. And if you got cigars, smoke them. Smoke those cigars, guys. And if you got them, smoke them, guys, definitely. And if you're good dropping ash, make sure it's in your ashtray. I'm a trained professional, remember that. So only I am able to drop these ashes wherever I want to drop them without doing any damage. So anyway, but no, it's not a good practice, guys, to drop ashes on your coffee tables or on the floor, especially if you're in a cigar lounge or at someone's house. Keep those ashes in your ashtray, guys. Be clean and be courteous with everyone around you. And if you guys whenever you guys get done smoking your cigars, don't stamp them out in your cigar ashtray. Just lay it in there when you're done so you don't get a lot of bad smoke in the air that everyone else has to deal with and smell. So anyway, guys, God bless you. Thanks again for everything. And I will see you soon. And if you guys ever run across these cigars, make sure you grab yourself one. If you've had one, let me know your experiences with it. Let me know how it did for you, what you thought of it. But love the cigar, guys. And if you haven't had one of these yet, you can find them on cigarsdaily.com if you can't find them anywhere else. Really reasonably priced. Really great cigar, guys. Really, really great cigar. So check out cigarsdaily.com. And hello to all my friends. I just want to say real quick, all my friends over there in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania with the Cigar Junkies. Corey Banks and Samuel Hoffman and Jason the intern. Hello to you guys over there in Pittsburgh. I hope to see you guys in October down there. And hello to David Ravanelli over in Shine with the 505 Cigar Review. Make sure you check out his stuff. He's on all platforms. And then, yeah. So anyway, say hi to my family and friends out there, all of you that support me. Thank you. God bless you guys. Love you. But anyway, you guys have a great rest of your day or evening. And I will see you guys later. I'll see you in the comments. Please keep in touch with me. I'll keep in touch with you. And again, this is Dropping the Ash Podcast, episode 23. And I'm Troy Harper, and you guys have a great rest of your night. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye now.